Hello everyone, it is Devil here, coming at you with the last video going over the Powerpatron support that released earlier this month. So in the previous videos, I have gone over the Doomsday cards and the Elvenote cards that have been released for Blazing Dominion, I think is the set's name. Yeah, I've gone over these, but I have yet to go over the one that I am probably most excited for, mainly because I find the deck very fun and really close to being meta playable, Artamage. So, in this support wave, Artamage got a brand new Powerpatron, which has a very cool effect to help the deck deal with some hand traps. It gives you lots of extension when it's placed into the face-up extra deck, along with a continuous trap that can help you play around Droll, which is something the deck really struggles with. Can be activated the turn it was set, and the cost for it is not that big of a deal. But along with these two cards, there has been the new fusion Artamage Non Finito, which is a level 7 Earth Illusion that can be fusion summoned by discarding a spell trap and a level 7 or higher Artamage, which the pendulum fits into that demographic. And when it's summoned, it can set an Artamage spell trap from deck, along with during the opponent's turn, it's just a generic confusion summon, which is something really powerful for the deck. But allow me to show you a couple of combos that I have seen and have come up with. And yeah. Okay, so this is a basic one card that was found by, I'm struggling to remember who, but I'll link them in the description. It starts off with Assault, which on activation gets you out of Medius the Pure from your deck to the hand. You can normal out the Medius and bring out the Artamage Powerpatron. Now, you get to go for the hidden effect of Assault, which targets Medius the Pure and makes it so if you fusion summon, this counts as an Artamage card, which is important because you can now fuse into Artamage Non Finito, because the generic summon, the typical fusion, is two Artamage monsters. And on the summon of that, you get to activate the Powerpatron's effect because it was sent to grave. It gets to search an Artamage spell trap that's not in your grave, and Finito, which gets to set a Artamage spell trap. So you go ahead and set the field spell and search the trap Awakening. Go ahead and flip up the field spell, discarding your Awakening to search Litera. Litera's effect can special herself and then add a Artamage card from your grave to your hand, non-targeting. And then you get to discard it immediately again to search another one, this time going for Graph Layer. Graph Layer gets to special out and set a card all one effect. And then Alteration gets to add the final one, which is Finmo. Finmo gets to special herself and then draw one. So this is a pretty solid end board for Artamage. What this roughly translates to is a Spell Trap pop, a Dark Ruler No More, and a non-targeting pop by banishing Awakening from the grave and returning one of these to hand. Along with that, you can go for Litera to summon back the Powerpatron, and then chaining Non-Finito to fuse these two into Azamina Illisilvia, which this is an Earth Illusion, and this is a Light Spellcaster, so you get to translate into an Omni Negate. And when the Powerpatron comes back, you can fuse using 3 different Artamages you control into Nerva, the Powerpatron of Creation. And how that will work is when the Powerpatron is sent to grave again, its effect will automatically trigger to search another Artamage spell trap, but you can chain Nerva to make the effect become destroy all cards your opponent controls. So this is several points of interaction off of just one assault. Now it is a pretty solid combo, but it does kind of struggle against Droll and Nibiru. But there are some combos I've been playing around with that do play around that. Okay, so this is the list I'm playing around with at the moment. Now, I'm playing 20 monsters and 20 spell traps, mainly because for the fusion summon of Non Finito and to search off of Acropolis, you need to discard spell traps. And all of these are cards you will not be mad if you have to discard. If you have to discard like an Imperm or an Awakening, you'd be happy to do that. Uh, if you have to discard Black Goats, Super Poly, Successions, you would be okay to do that. You wouldn't have to discard any of these because these are like pieces of your combo that you would hopefully want to open up. But if you really need the discard fodder in later turns, you do have it. And that's for monsters, pretty standard ratio. Three Medius and three of the new Power Patron. Reason I'm playing this at three is because it can make a non finito, and if it is used, if it's tributed from field, it goes to the face up extra deck, meaning in a new chain, you'll be able to chain both this and non finito, which I'll show in the last combo. Uh, and then two of each other Artamage, because these look like the standard ratios. Three Ash, three Fua. This list has a total of how much? 14 non-engine. So you have three Ash, three Fua, three Super Poly, three Imperm, a Cold Bite, and a Black Goat's Laugh. Main reason I'm playing this is I did not know what would be a spell trap that you would want going both first and. I mean, I mainly did this because I saw a topping list that played this on the side, and if this card ends up in the graveyard either turn off of like a Super Poly or discarding for Acropolis or the Summon of Finmail, it would be another form of interruption. So I think playing this out one in the main is a idea, but I don't know if it's optimal. Now allow me to show you a new combo. At least I think it's new that I've found. Okay, this is a combo that I believe I found. I've not seen it anywhere else, but it is a one card, but it does require two spell traps to discard throughout the combo. So, uh, or unless you draw other pieces to it, but for this combo, you will need Medius along with two spell traps. So I guess that technically makes it a three card. But I still think like it's a very good three card, and there are many cards you would want to get in the graveyard: Awakening, Black Goats. But anyways, begin by normaling Medius and declaring its effect to special the Pendulum Power Patron for Artamage. Now you can immediately fuse into Non-Finito, which will trigger both Nervado and Non-Finito, which will grab a no, which will special an Artamage from deck or Power Patron and set an Artamage spell trap. So I'm going to go ahead and set the brand new counter trap, which is live because it needs a fusion to banish, which is non finito, and it needs an Artamage to be live, and non finito is an Artamage. Anyways, you can go ahead and grab the Artamage Power Patron. Go ahead and fuse using that in Medius into Dictorus. Now you can trigger the Power Patron Engrave to search the field spell, activate the field spell, and discard Impermanence to search Grafflare. Grafflare can go ahead and special and set alongside it Alteration. Alteration can go ahead and grab Litera. Litera can special herself and then add Alteration back to hand. Then you can go for Acropolis again, discarding, getting Finmail, special summoning Finmail, and drawing a card. So this ends on a lot of interaction, including a bit more from the previous combo. So you, even though you don't have Awakening in the graveyard for the non-targeting pop, you instead have a on-field Omni in the form of Dictorus and a counter trap that can be used on your opponent on your turn to stop something like a Nibiru or Droll. And it only banishes until the end phase, so it just kind of like ensures you play through more. But this is still pretty good. You still have the way to do the whole Illa Sylvia line by fusing with Finito and Lidra into that. You can still go for the Nerva, and there's like a chance you might discard things like Awakening or Blackout's Laugh, which are additional pieces of interaction. Overall, I think this combo is fine. It might be better, but I think it was like a worthy thing to show. I wanted to end the video with this. This is a deck that is already seeing play. It has gotten a couple of tops, including a first place last weekend, so it will be appearing more in the future. I would recommend investing into it because I'm betting there's going to be even more support that's going to make this deck even better. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and talk to you next time.